Oh, the lies that we've been told. Over the years, many of us have been told lies and we don't even realize it. Well, tonight we're going to discover some of those, and we're going to discover the fact that they cost you. They cost you dearly in regards to your health. And in fact, a lot of times patients will come in and they'll say, hey, listen, doc, I feel great. I'll see you when I need you next. Doc, my pain's gone. My problem must be gone. And here's the problem. Those lies that we've been told from our childhood on are what pose a problem for us in understanding the true meaning of health. I'm Dr. Joseph Baker from the Limerick Chiropractic Center, and I want to welcome you here to our conversation on feeling versus healing, and in turn, the lies. Let's understand something. We have grown up with these three lies being thrown at us time and time again. If I feel good, I'm good. No pain means no problem. If it's not broke, don't fix it, and just ignore it and it'll go away. Now, listen, each and every one of us have heard these statements throughout our lifetime. I want to hear from you. Who is that person that you can remember? You see these lines and you just see those faces in your memory. Who is the person that said those to you? Some of you is going to be the gym teacher. Some of you, it's going to be your athletic instructor, whether it's soccer or baseball or football, it doesn't matter. It's that athletic individual. Sometimes it's one of your parents. Shake it off, it'll go away. Well, this is based upon the fact that as long as you have no pain, there is no problem. What a sad lie. Because one of the things that we know unequivocally is how we feel has got nothing to do with how our body is functioning. And the problem is that in the end, if we're relying on feeling to help us better understand if our body is functioning or healing properly, then we've missed the mark. Studies have demonstrated over and over again that 90% of your nervous system is focused on mechanical processes in your body. In other words, it's focused on, let me think, you being able to walk down the street, you being able to tie your shoes or cook a meal. Only 10% of your nervous system is even responsible to transmit a pain signal. 10%. That's a low number. And in fact, I'm not going to bore you with all the research on how it's determined by the neurologist, but let me just help you appreciate the fact that you have to choke off over 50% of a nerve flow for you to be able to get to the point where you actually activate that 10% of your nervous system. In the end, I hope you recognize what it really means is you got to do a whole lot of damage before you feel anything. And in fact, let's understand, many of us think, hey, listen, I know my body. I feel everything that's going on. I'm pretty sure this guy here doesn't necessarily appreciate everything that's going on in this split second in his system. And all joking aside, you don't either. You don't know what your blood pressure is doing. You can't regulate it. You have no understanding of that. You have no idea what your blood sugar levels are and how your bodies are processing foods, and in turn whether you're raising and lowering that number, the A1C1 number. For so many of us, it is a slow, insidious path to osteopenia and osteoporosis, that bone loss. Well, we certainly can't feel that. But we've been told, I can feel everything that's going on inside my body. I know when I have a problem. No, that's a lie. And in fact, we recognize that within the spine, this rots and decays slowly and insidiously without any signs and signals. In fact, a lot of times we talk about it in relationship to things like cavities. Nobody feels a cavity. Not until it's too late. I love that. You sit in the dentist chair, you're sitting there, you're looking up at them, and they're cleaning your teeth, and the next thing you know, he takes that little probe and he goes, we got a little problem here. And it's like, uh-oh, what's up? And the next thing you know, he hits the normal tooth, and you can feel the clink, 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 that firm sensation, and then he sticks it in the cavity. And you feel the mushiness. And he wiggles it around, and then you feel the pain. See, the amazing thing is that your spine is exactly the same way. There's no signs, there's no signals. It just slowly erodes within. It slowly decays from within. And the difficulty is that, quite honestly, we are missing the outward signs and signals that oftentimes our body gives us to help us appreciate you're going down this primrose path. You're going down this path of destruction. We don't have to get here. Your posture happens to be one of those windows into your spine. So by simply using your posture, you're capable of understanding mechanically, is your body in the right place where it's supposed to be? These are simple and easy tests. And yet many of us have never, ever tested the system to see how it's functioning. In the end, these poor decisions, they lead to a really poor outcome. In fact, this is not a chiropractic thing. There's numerous research studies out there, but one in particular that demonstrates the fact that the leading cause of death in the United States is poor decision making. And listen, you don't get there easily. You don't get there by chance. Most of the average Americans that are out there are walking around with 4.5 chronic disease processes. That means bad choices have been made, not for years, but for decades. And those bad choices are made with neglecting the system and just simply saying, I don't want to deal with my problem. And therefore, I'm going to take a pill. I'm going to take that easy way out and not make those lifestyle changes that need to occur. 4.5. That means the average American is taking at least 4.5 pills, drugs, for the rest of their life. Now let's understand something. Each one of those medications has side effects. It has a laundry list of stuff that it brings to the table with it that you then have to deal with. But these are choices. And one of the things that I would encourage you to do is to make sure that you're making those better choices for yourself. And parents, while we're talking about this, let's understand those better choices that we're making for ourselves are things that we demonstrate to our children, to that next generation who's learning more by watching us than the words that come out of our mouth. So in turn, I recognize that you demonstrating those better choices is one of those things that saves the next generation. It saves them from being one of those statistics. And listen, if you don't think that we have a problem in America with the next generation, all you have to look at is the tendency of obesity in young children. The fact that there are more type 2 diabetic children today than ever before. It is a growing problem in America. But that means that we have to change how we think about how we care for our body. Is it about feeling? Or is it about how your body is healing and functioning? Well, one of my hopes for you tonight is that you're going to come to the understanding that one of the biggest things that you can do is to simply test the system. And across the board, I don't care whether we're talking about your chiropractic care, whether you were talking about your blood chemistry, I don't care. The biggest thing is to make sure that you do your part in testing the system. If you have questions about, hey, listen, what type of tests would you particularly recommend for, certain situations, ask. One of the wonderful things with these workshops is the fact that this gives you a forum to ask those type of questions. Tonight in the comment section below, yeah, I'd love to hear who comes to mind that taught you those lies, that taught you those things. Maybe it was your gym teacher. Maybe it was your mother, your father, your teachers, your preachers. I don't know. But the other thing I want to hear from you is, what are those things that are of concern for you? What are those things that we can help and assist to make sure that you're testing your system properly? As always, listen, one thing, I ask you to make sure that you like this video. I ask you to do that so that other people can see this more often. Leave those comments, but then also share this information. See, I love the fact that in that brief moment of us sharing these truths, we get to help somebody else. Who and to what degree, I have no idea. But I recognize that without sharing this information, well, this information only stays between you and I. So I ask that you do your part in the process of helping to transform our community into a safer, healthier place. I'm Dr. Joseph Baker from the Limerick Chiropractic Center.